Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Monday edition of the Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Dan Labbe with Mary Kay Cabot, our Hey Mary Kay edition of the podcast. Questions from our Football Insider subscribers, our text subscribers. And as you could imagine, Mary Kay, they have a lot of questions about the trade the Browns made this weekend, bringing in Zadarius-Smith, and a lot of excitement about this trade. So let's just start there. Jamie from Bethany, Connecticut. Hey, Mary Kay, with the trade for Zadarius-Smith, is Zadarius now more of the 2021 Jadeveon Clowney role and Obo more the Tack McKinley, or do you see them more as co-number twos where each of them will have a role size sort of in between the Clowney level and the Tack level?
You know what? That's a really, really good question. And once again, you and I say this all the time, Dan. We just get the best questions from our text subscribers. We really do. And we really appreciate them. And this is a great question. And the truth is, and I've been digging into a lot of this over the last few days, the truth of the matter is the way they have it set right now is that this should not adversely impact Obo's snaps. It really isn't supposed to do this. If you look globally at Jim Schwartz's snaps, if you're just looking at the end snaps, and they've got a lot of flexibility on the line, but if you're just looking at the end snaps, and let's say there's 65 snaps in a game, you've got 130 to dole out. So what he will do for the most part is divide them up pretty evenly. Now, Myles might get more than the other two a little bit, but for the most part, he's going to roll these guys in on either side and keep them really super fresh throughout the game, and also keep the opponent off guard by rolling them in and rotating them like that. So they always were going to go out and get another edge rusher. They've been looking for one for months. In fact, they thought about signing Melvin Ingram, who's now, I think, almost 34 or 34 years old or something like that. But they were going to go out and get that other Jadeveon Clowney type of guy. But they still really like Obo a lot. This does not necessarily mean that he's going to lose snaps. It means that they have a three-way rotation of their outside edge rushers. And maybe not just three-way, because they can include Dalvin Tomlinson in the rotation as well at times. So there will be times where, depending on what kind of front they're using, he will be part of that rotation too. So then you'll have four rushers, okay, four main primary rushers in the rush rotation. The person that it does impact sort of negatively is Alex Wright, because now Alex Wright is bumped kind of out of the rotation. But this is not new information. We knew that they were going to sign this sort of Jadeveon Clowney other edge. So, it's not like all of a sudden on Friday, Alex Wright became the odd man out. We knew that this was going to happen, that they needed to bring at least one other good veteran edge in here.
Yeah, I think those are the guys. Him, Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah McGuire. It kind of makes it so that he doesn't have to have as huge an impact as a rookie. Those are the guys that I think get most affected. But we've been talking about this on the pod all offseason too. Like, they didn't give Obo $10 million a year. They didn't give him a Jadeveon Clowney contract. They kind of paid him not like a third edge rusher, but they paid him like a guy that was going to be part of a rotation. And I mean, you said it, go back to those Eagles years and that Eagles Super Bowl year. They throw bodies at it. That's what Jim Schwartz does. He wants guys to be fresh, and it's going to be good for Myles too, because now like Myles can come out for a series or two and it's going to be Obo on one side and Zadarius-Smith on the other. And then, maybe an Alex Wright or Isaiah McGuire can kind of rotate in on that second unit. You have the ability now to give Myles some time off. And I think that's really important too, because we've seen him for various reasons. It hasn't always just been fatigue, but we've seen him fade, late in seasons at times.
Yes, absolutely. This way, you can try to keep him fresh for that, not only for the Super Bowl run that you want to make, but also for his own personal NFL Defensive Player of the Year run that he would like to make. So it'll be good for him from that standpoint. And the other thing is they will play a lot more five-man fronts, five-man down on their defensive line. than they have in the past. And so, therefore, you can use more of those guys. And it's just a matter of where you want to put them. And they have position flexibility with a number of them. You can rush. One of the main reasons why they traded for Zadarius-Smith is because they can rush him from the inside. So you can have Myles, Obo, Zadarius, Dalvin, and another defensive lineman, Siaki or somebody on the defensive line at any given time. They can have 5 guys up there, and they will do that at times. So, I think people should kind of be ready for that. But certainly this will keep these guys fresh. But when you have someone that can produce like Zadarius-Smith can produce, I mean, my goodness, is this going to help everybody? All he has to do is be the player that he